Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or M&R Productions, with my final LEGO Star Wars 1999 set review. If you do want to check out my other 1999 LEGO Star Wars set reviews, they'll be linked down in the description below with a playlist. But this is the 7171 MOS ESPA PODRACE set. And this is a very interesting set for the fact that it's basically multiple sets in one. In fact, one of these builds, the Anakin's Pod Racer, was released as its own set in the same year. Very odd choice by LEGO, but again, it was 1999. What do you expect? The set includes 894 pieces. You'll get 5 LEGO minifigures along with a Sebulba and Gasgano. So if you count those as figures or not, I don't know, up to you. But to me, there's like 5 normal figures. Then you have this custom molded Sebulba, and then Gasgano, who's like this brick built guy. And then you actually have a few pit droids as well, which is really cool to see off to the side. Something that they have not done in modern pod racer sets. So very exclusive to this version of the pod racing line. Anyway, the vehicles are zooming through the Tatooine desert there. The set in 1999 costs $90 US, bringing us to about 10 cents per piece, but calculated for inflation, that's about $140 in 2020. So quite an expensive set in today's money. That being said, if you want to buy this brand new on eBay or Bricklink, you're looking between $125 and $200, depending on if you can get a good deal or not. You can see they show off exactly whose pod racers those are down on the bottom. Flipping around back, you'll see some of the pod racers kind of broken up and their respective drivers with them, working on them, doing whatever they can, especially with the pit droids there. Very awesome. Love those pit droids. Something, again, I wish I had seen LEGO do in future sets, but that just didn't happen. You have some alternate builds here on the bottom side of the back of the box, and that's really it. The unboxing experience for the set is very unique compared to other large LEGO Star Wars sets, because within this box, they actually have 3 other boxes. And again, what I was saying was so weird about this is its own set. It doesn't have as many minifigs as this particular box version of it, but this is its own set with just an Anakin, Padme, and pit droids. So that's kind of interesting to see. You can see Gasgano's Pod Racer has its own box, and then Sebulba's Pod Racer has its own box. So they come separately boxed within the larger MOS ESPA PODRACE set, which is something that I just find rather interesting and something you do not see a lot, like at all, in LEGO Star Wars sets. So let's take a look at those minifigs up close. First up here is a very simple looking Anakin Skywalker minifigure. 1999 did not have the shorter legs introduced, so you end up with a very tall young Anakin, especially compared to the other normal size characters at the time. So you'll find that this is a little bit inaccurate in that way. There's a decent enough torso print, a nice kind of cute face print with some freckles, and then you have his helmet on, which you can drop his little goggles down on for when he's riding in the pod racer. The Padme minifigure is pretty good looking, although you'll find that on at least my particular figure, the lips are a little bit off center from the eyes, which is kind of funny looking. The torso print is nice, kind of accurate to what you see in the actual movie, and they have her custom molded hairpiece there. Very nice mold for that hairpiece, and of course 1999 you're not going to see any double faces, so these figures you can literally take at face value when you look at them. Qui-Gon Jinn is probably the best minifigure in the entire set, with his Jedi robes, Qui-Gon Jinn hair. I like the face print. However, I don't like that it doesn't really color match the rest of his hair. Of course, the chrome lightsaber hilt is awesome with a green lightsaber blade, and then of course a normal brown cape. So Qui-Gon Jinn gets 9 out of 10 for minifigure. And the final regular style LEGO minifigure in this set is going to be Jar Binks here. Pretty simple minifigure, except for his head, which was actually the first time LEGO made a custom mold for a minifigure head, and it was for LEGO Star Wars Jar Binks here. And it actually looks really nice. Future versions of this would have printing on like the ears and stuff and on the face, but this one did not. What even is a LEGO Star Wars set without R2-D2? It definitely isn't this one, because R2-D2 is in this set. It's the R2-D2 with the half-printed dome. This is before whatever technology they needed to print the rest of the dome was available, so they only printed like the top half. It's kind of an interesting and unique look from back in the day, one that obviously looks terrible now, but the torso print is very much unchanged from what we really see today. I mean, it's a little less detailed, but really the biggest changes come to that head print. Even the legs are the same. You would have thought by 2020 there would be a third leg on this R2-D2 minifigure. No, Still the same little two-legged monster there. Sebulba is up next, and he is just this custom molded hodgepodge looking thing, which unless you look at it and think about it, doesn't look like Sebulba. But when you actually look at it, and that's mainly because there's no like depth or color to it, it's all just this gray thing. It looks like Sebulba when you actually look into it. It's an interesting look for a character from Lego Star Wars. You can see like his goggles and stuff. You can make out the facial features. You can make out some of the body features like the legs and the little arms jutting forward. Some of his muscles on the back, but in general, this is pretty bad. I mean, 1999, what do you expect? But the 2011 rehash of this character looked so much better. This one is really rough. I'm not gonna lie. This is rough to look at. Because I can't attach him, I'll have to hold him like I'm making a review in 2012. But Gascano here has nothing on the bottom to attach to. He actually holds on to his speeder with, or his pod racer with his little clips there. And very interesting look. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It's got a unique face print there with an actual Lego minifigure head, and then goggles much like Anakin to drop down onto his face for when he's driving his speeder. But that is your Gascano figure, and I don't even know what to say about it. To round out the character selection in the set, there are a few of these pit droids. Very cool looking pit droids. Really like the look to them. They all have interesting and unique color schemes, although not much outside of brown and white, I guess, but they're unique in their own way. Each one is, so that's very nice to see. Anyway, they don't really have any like crazy cool feature or anything. They just are pit droids like you would expect, I suppose. And actually, this is the only time we ever saw pit droids, unfortunately. 1999. What a shame. They never revisited this. First up is Anakin's Pod Racer, which we have looked at before on the channel because, as I said before, it was released as its own $15 set. The version in this larger set, though, doesn't have any noticeable differences off the top that I've been able to find, so you're getting basically the same build, just with the additional Pod Racers for the extra $75 for the set. So the Anakin's Pod Racer looks nice enough. The connection between the cockpit area of the ship and the engines is made by these tan pieces. On more modern pod racers, they use clear Technic pieces, but 1999, that didn't really exist. One of my favorite design facets of this is on the back side here, where you have this door to complete the angle there, and the door actually has a little print on there, and I think that is really nice, especially for 1999. Nowadays, it'd be a sticker, I guess. They even have a printed piece on here, that slope there leading up into Anakin Skywalker, who is holding a couple of antenna controller pieces there. They fit right into his hands, and he actually fits in that spot quite nicely. A nice space for him there. A little headrest at the back, basically. You can pick it up with this pretty sturdy model in general. You can increase the air intake or what have you by opening up these little flaps like so. Pretty nice. They can close them back up really easily. There are no like stickers or anything like you would find on the modern Anakin's Pod Racers, and there's a good look at that. So pretty simple build, sturdy enough. We'll leave it off to the side there and bring over Gascano's Pod Racer. This is the only time we have ever seen Gascano's Pod Racer in Lego, I believe, and it's quite a beautiful mesh of colors. I mean, obviously the tan is not great to have in the middle there, but if you ignore the tan and just look at the green, orange, and purple, that's quite a color combo, to be honest. That is something that I really would not think would look this good, and it actually looks really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it actually does come together quite nicely. They've given his engines a very interesting shape there with this very nice slight angle meeting at the apex there. Very cool look there. And then the inside is kind of black. They tried their best. On the side, you have this very interesting piece, which I think this is the only set I have ever seen it on, but it's basically like this little flat piece, and you can open it up, and it does reveal a little razor or a chainsaw type piece in there, which is going to allow you to cut open other pod racers as they're going by to help and disable them. So that's kind of neat. Nice little nod to some of the stuff that does happen in the movie. Very nice design throughout the engine area on this particular pod racer. Kind of the same concept for the connector piece here that would otherwise be in clear trans in today's Lego pieces for Technic, but in the day it was tan there. You can see they actually run a cable all the way back. They actually had that on Anakin's Pod Racer too. I just neglected to mention it. But anyway, Gascano actually attaches to the little piece here with his little clip legs or arms, whichever ones you want to call them. I guess you can change them out to be whatever you want by putting ones below the other. Little printed here on the side that says S. Very cool little print. You would see that as a sticker in modern day, and that's the only print on this particular build here. Just same thing on the other side though. So very nice pod racer. Actually really like this one. I was surprised by how much I liked it, to be honest. Like I just didn't think it would look that great in person, but it might be my favorite pod racer of the 3 in the set. Let's take a look at Sebulba's pod racer, which is a hefty boy. It's a little heavy, you know, got a little weight to it, you know, a little something there. And it actually has these chainsaws, just like Gasgano's pod racer, just a little bit different mechanism to release them. They come out to the front here. And then he also has other little chainsaws on the side of his cockpit here, which can be pulled out on the left and right. So looking at it dead on is a pretty menacing look. I mean, it's a pretty large pod racer compared to definitely Anakin's. Gasgano's is almost the same size, but Anakin's is much smaller than Sebulba's there. The engines are very hefty. I can almost hear the way this sounds in episode 1. I love that deep bassy sound, like almost like a car engine, but in Star Wars. It's really neat. You have these printed 2x2 tiles. You're going to get 4 of these on the set. Kind of looks like a CJ to me. Not really sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but they are on those engines there, and they're actually very nice. They have a nice angle to them that Lego worked into there. We'll put these back down. These just don't hide away very nicely. That might be one of my only complaints about this. Obviously, again, tanned for the connectors, just kind of what they decided to use. You'll find some printed flaps or panels here on the engines as well. Just that added bit of detail in 1999 was really nice. They can open, and they're actually printed on both sides, which is interesting. On the side here, you'll see some pieces that we also see on the Droid Fighter Set 7111 from 1999, and I think we also saw them in the Gungan Sub from 1999. So those pieces making their rounds in this set and are used quite nicely here. And I did almost forget to mention on the side of the pod racer here, there are these panels that you can actually open up pretty easily, and it will reveal a very nice little 2x2 round tile print. Very cool. I don't know if that's in any other sets. I don't recognize it from any other Star Wars sets, but it could be in other sets from other themes from the time. Another printed piece on the front, same printed piece on the back there. And Sebulba actually fits right in here, and he doesn't actually clip onto this front piece here. It looks like he's clipped on, but he's actually not. Like he's actually loosely on top of it, and his legs actually hold on to the bottom there. And when you put Sebulba down, you can see how it just kind of rests on top. It doesn't actually click in. You have this very odd chrome piece, which is like the headrest. I don't know why, but that does feel like it's a little bit out of place to me. And here's the back angle shot. So there are no like play features other than swooshing it around and using the little chainsaw things to take out other pod racers. And obviously having a pod race would be a feature, I guess, but there's no like flick fire missiles or stud shooters or anything of the sort on this set or any of the other, or on this vehicle, or any of the other vehicles in the set. They have kind of color matched the flags to each of the pod racers. You can see how those kind of color match up with each pod racer. And with the 2 larger pit stop areas with like the umbrella on top, there are actually tools around it for the pit droid to use, which is really neat. So you can see there are some tools there on little clips for your pit droids. The Anakin's pod racer one does not have it, but I kind of like that they're not all exactly the same, so that's kind of nice, I suppose, although it would have been nice to get more tools, I guess, but there are plenty of tools in the set. Anyway, I'm going to give this set an 8 out of 10. I think it's a really nice all-in-one type set if you wanted to try and recreate the pod racer scene from episode 1. Obviously, today's building standards are much higher, but for the time, I think this was a decent enough set. It might have been a bit on the expensive side, especially given that in today's money, it would be $140, and I could not see myself paying $140 for all of this stuff at retail. I know that it being a retired set, and that's probably what you would pay for it new on eBay, but keep in mind, if this was brand new in stores for $140, would you pay that? Probably not. So this is not one I would ultimately recommend. I don't think the pod racer scene is all that important in the grand scheme of things for Lego Star Wars. I mean, maybe it is the reason that Anakin is with Qui-Gon or whatever, but I don't particularly see a reason to own these 3 pod racers as like the crux of your Lego Star Wars collection. I think there's much better things you can spend your money on. But ultimately, it's up to you. I mean, like I said, I give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's good. I just don't think many people should own it, to be honest. So that's where I land on that. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. And this is the last of my 1999 Lego Star Wars reviews, so you can now check out the entire playlist of 1999 Lego Star Wars set reviews with the link in the description and on the end screen now.